The Galactic Council's war chamber buzzed with nervous energy as Admiral Keffer of the Zephyrian Fleet reviewed the latest intelligence reports. 3 months into humanity's first interstellar conflict, the small blue planet's resistance had been disappointing. Their ships were primitive, their weapons outdated, and their military doctrine laughably simplistic. The human forces have retreated to Sector 7, announced Commander Vexthal, her crystalline voice carrying the satisfaction of impending victory. Intelligence suggests they're making a final stand near their colony on Kepler 442b. Admiral Keffer's 4 eyes glowed with predatory anticipation. The Zephyrian hegemony had conquered 17 species across the galaxy. Humans would be the 18th and perhaps the easiest. Maintain surveillance on their fleet movements, Keffer ordered. I want to know every ship, every weapon, every... Sir, interrupted Lieutenant Kurdahl from the communications array. We're receiving an unusual transmission from the human fleet. It appears to be surrender negotiations. The bridge fell silent. In 3 months of conflict, humans had never shown any inclination toward surrender. They fought with a stubborn ferocity that bordered on insanity, often choosing death over capture. Put it through, Keffer commanded. The holographic display materialized, showing a young human female in what appeared to be a military uniform. She couldn't have been more than 20 standard cycles old, with short brown hair and unremarkable features. Most striking were her eyes calm, almost bored. Greetings, she said in accented galactic standard. I am Cadet Sarah Chun of the Terran Defense Force. I've been authorized to discuss terms. Murmurs rippled through the Zephyrian bridge crew. A cadet? They were sending a child to negotiate surrender? I am Admiral Keffer of the Zephyrian hegemony, he replied, barely containing his amusement. You humans continue to surprise us with your tactical choices. Sarah's expression didn't change. I have a proposal. Single combat. Your best warrior against me? Winner takes all. The bridge erupted in chittering laughter from the insectoid crew. Keffer held up a clawed hand for silence. Child, you do realize you're addressing the conquerors of 17 civilizations? Our warriors have trained for centuries in the art of I'm aware, Sarah interrupted. Do you accept? Something in her tone gave Keffer pause. There was no fear, no desperation, just cold certainty. You would stake your entire species' freedom on single combat? Yes. And you believe you can defeat our greatest champion? Sarah tilted her head slightly. I believe I can defeat all of you. The laughter died instantly. Keffer studied the young human's face, searching for signs of madness or bluff. He found neither. Very well, he said finally. We accept. Prepare for boarding. The combat will take place aboard my flagship. An hour later, Sarah Chun materialized in the Zephyrian flagship's cargo bay via transport beam. She wore simple combat fatigues and carried no visible weapons. Around her, hundreds of Zephyrian warriors formed a circle, their chittering voices creating a wall of sound. Champion Mekthar stepped forward nearly 3 meters tall, with razor-sharp mandibles and 4 arms ending in claws that could tear through steel. His carapace bore the scars of 1,000 battles. Human, Mekthar rumbled, I will make your death swift. Sarah stretched her neck casually. That's considerate. Most people don't get the chance. She closed her eyes and took a deep breath. When she opened them again, something had changed. The air around her seemed to shimmer with barely contained energy. Mekthar, charge. What happened next would be debated in Galactic Council archives for generations. The champion's first strike fast enough to bisect a hovering combat drone never landed. Sarah moved like liquid lightning, her body seeming to flow around the attack. Her hand touched Mekthar's chest plate for just an instant. The champion of the Zephyrian hegemony crumpled to the deck. His nervous system completely shut down. Silence filled the cargo bay. Next, Sarah said quietly, 3 warriors attacked simultaneously. Sarah moved between them like smoke, each contact lasting microseconds. All 3 collapsed before they could complete their strikes. E-N-O-U-G-H. roared Admiral Keffer over the intercom. "What are you?" Sarah looked up at the observation deck where the command crew watched in horror. "I'm exactly what you were told. A cadet." "Impossible. No human possesses such abilities." "You're right," Sarah admitted. "Humans don't. But I'm not entirely human anymore." She gestured to the fallen warriors around her. 30 years ago, your people abducted a human research vessel. Everyone aboard was killed, but not before we learned something interesting about Zephyrian neural architecture. It took us 3 decades to decode it, to understand how your nervous systems process combat information. Sarah's eyes began to glow with an inner light. "We couldn't replicate your natural abilities, but we could create something ... better. Project Prometheus. One human volunteer, enhanced with synthetic neural pathways that interface directly with Zephyrian biosignatures." More warriors entered. The bay, weapons raised. Sarah didn't move. "I can shut down your nervous systems with a touch. Every single one of you. Your shields, your armor, your weapons, useless against someone who can simply turn off your brain." The weapons lowered slowly. "But here's what you really need to understand," Sarah continued, her voice carrying clearly through the ship's communication system. "I'm not humanity's final weapon because I can defeat you in combat. I'm their final weapon because I'm the prototype." Admiral Keffer's blood ran cold. "Prototype? There are 50 more like me in various stages of enhancement. In 6 months, there will be 500. In a year." Sarah smiled for the first time, and it was terrifying. "Well, I think you understand." The cargo bay remained silent, except for the hum of life support systems. "Your species spent centuries perfecting the art of conquest," Sarah said. "We spent 30 years perfecting the art of killing you specifically. Every tactical advantage you possess, every biological superiority, we found ways to counter it all." She began walking toward the exit. "You have 48 hours to withdraw all forces from human space and return our people. If you refuse, I'll demonstrate what happens when a Prometheus operative boards a Zephyrian command ship." As she reached the transport pad, Sarah paused. "Oh, and Admiral? Next time you think about conquering a species, you might want to make sure you kill all the witnesses." The transport beam engaged, and she was gone. Admiral Keffer stared at the empty space where the human cadet had stood. Around him, his greatest warriors lay unconscious, defeated without landing a single blow. For the first time in his military career, the conqueror of 17 worlds gave the order to retreat. In the depths of space, Sarah Chun returned to her ship and filed her mission report. Humanity's first interstellar war was over. They had won without firing a shot.